Hey, what's up, everybody? This is the Otherworld Outcast, illiterate here with a deck profile. Hirudegarn, or boy Blakey Fresh, is going to walk through his deck, how it works. It's confusing when I play against it, it's soul crushing when I lose against it, and without further ado, I'll hand it over to Blake.
All right, what's up, man? Hey, this is a deck that when Draft Box 6 got spoiled, there wasn't really a ton that I was super excited about. And then I saw this engine and realized that you basically chain up in a world where people are constantly trying to blow stuff up. And we had the effect on like the Broly, basically, where it was like if you kill a Broly, then you get to pitch a card and play a card. And that's effectively what Hiru does, except he tutors everything from the deck, so that makes it even better because you don't even have to have all the pieces in hand. You just have to get it started. And then from there, if people want to KO stuff or remove stuff, you just get to keep playing cards. So it's really good. And if you don't play cards, there are some effects, and we'll go through all that. One of the things that I did different was I think a lot of people thought Hirudegarn, so they went blue because that's what color the Hirudegarn leader is. My issue was the Unison ended up being green, and they kind of spoiled that when they released the sealed music box. So I was like, well, I think if you're playing a green unison, then you're going to play Frieza, you're going to play Dormant Potential, but Dormant Potential has a requirement that your leader is mono green. So I thought, cool, let's find a mono green leader. And I think the best mono green leader for this deck, honestly, is ReviveKu. So the reason this card is insane is because the 9 drop has Revive. So you get value out of blowing up your own 9 drop or making somebody else kill it so they can swing at your leader, because that's what makes it even more insane. Is the this side of the leader is old, he's an old leader, so it's when he attacks a leader card, draw one, which that's always a little bit kind of weird and funky because a lot of times now you don't necessarily want to swing at the leader, but you just do it because you have to. Then once per turn, if you use Revive, you get to draw a card. So he recycles the Revive card that you have to pitch. And then when your life is at 4 or less, draw one, stand one. But then on the backside is where his value is absurd. So when one of your battle cards activates Revive, draw 2 cards. So you're pitching cards to Revive. And now on this side, you can actually go even in your hand, even if you have to pitch 2 cards for Revive. But if you're pitching a blue green, you actually get cards back, which is crazy. And then you get to choose the 30k beefy beast of a Revive card and use it as the target that has to be removed before they can swing at your leader, which is insane. So we'll walk through the deck profile, and we'll start with the Hirudegarn chain. So this is the this is the beast, the 9 drop with Revive. There's a 6 drop in the deck. There's a 4 drop and a 3 drop, and that's basically the whole Hirudegarn chain. The Effectively what happens in this deck is if a skill or KO happens on any of your pieces before the 9 drop, you get to go to your deck and hunt the next piece, which is absolutely crazy. But you can also pull it from your hand. So if you run into a weird situation where they're in life or whatever, you actually have other ways to go about them. So the 3, when it's KO'd or removed, goes into the 4. When it's KO'd or removed, goes into the 6. When it's KO'd or removed, goes into the 9. And that's the basic chain in the deck. Then you've got the 9 drop, which actually lets you from the drop pay a green and KO either the 4, 6, or the old 7 drop, which is in the deck, and we'll talk about that in a minute. But he from the drop, you pay 1, you KO, and then you get to play the 9 drop from the drop, which is absolutely crazy because you can KO the 4 with the 9 from drop, which gives you the 9 and the 6 from the deck. So it's an absolutely crazy effect. And then every card has an effect on it where if you don't play another card and it's removed, then your opponent has to discard one. But it's the best kind of discard because it's a random discard. I get to choose the card in your hand to discard. So it's absolutely the grossest thing in the world.
All right, Blake, I'm going to pause right there, let the audience kind of soak in how gross this is, and talk about a couple of things. One is you mentioned that when you're going through your deck to look for the chain up, you can also play it from hand. Now, I'm new to the game, or I like to think that I'm new. So, can I search my deck first? And then if I don't find it in my deck, then play it from hand? Or is it one or the other?
So you can do both. You can search your deck first to thin your deck, which is what I always do. And if it's there, play it from the deck. And if it's not there, then play it from hand.
Great.
So that you have the option to go either way. you always go through the deck because anytime you can thin your deck out and kind of get those targets, plus you don't affect your hand size. Playing a card from the deck is always just obviously the
Absolutely.
optimal option.
Now let's talk about the big baddie number nine.
Yeah.
Um, you know, I think there's so much synergy when the 9 drop comes on the board, and you're able to recur him so many different ways, whether it's the revive, or as you mentioned, you can pop one of the 4, 6, or 7 and bring him out from the drop. So the only real way to get rid of him is for your opponents to warp him, but you do run them as a 4 of. Also, talk a little bit more. You mentioned it when you were describing your leader, but your leader on the Awakened side has an ability to pick a multicolored battle card that has to be removed first before attacking your leader.
Yep.
How does that interact with Revive? And then lastly, don't I have to discard a card if you block with the 9 drop as well, just making me even more miserable?
Yeah, so that's what probably makes it even stronger is that's why I think this leader is the best option for it. I know that Eggman actually did it, and then here locally, it was funny because you and I had been talking about this, and I told you I was like, "This is the deck I'm going to play. I'm playing it with a ReviveKu." And then locally here, Dane Reichenbach actually mentioned it on the North Star Ball when they were talking about the card review, how this guy pairs so well with ReviveKu, and then he actually built the deck too. Shout out to him. I actually just got my 9s and one of my 6s today in the mail, but I played at locals on Thursday and I really wanted to play the deck. So when I went to play the deck, I needed the 9 drops and he hooked me up. So shout out to Dane for that. Appreciate that. But the basically the interaction and the synergy is crazy between the leader and the 9 drop. The 9 drop, his ability to be this huge 30k body that if somebody doesn't have a skill to remove, requiring someone to get rid of him before they swing into your leader is crazy because swinging into a 30k, if somebody, even if they have a 20k, right? I mean, that's it, it's a minimum of 2 cards or a super combo to get that bad boy off the table. And even then, that's assuming I won't just revive him or just combo 1 card because then they're put in a spot where they're having a combo a little over 30 to force me to let him die. The trick is there are some other things in the deck that basically give him pure value. Anytime you revive, you draw 2 cards. So if you can revive with 1 green card, then you get great value. You can drop another 9 drop into the drop to revive the 9 drop, which is crazy because he's a 110k combo. So now you can, if they get rid of him, you can actually use the 7 drop and then play another one from the drop, even if they can get rid of him twice in a turn. Then when you block with him, I get to choose a card from your hand and discard it. So it's another random discard, which is what this deck is all about, is random discards. So you swing into him, you kill him, I revive him, I get him back, and then when you swing the next time, I am going to go ahead and just block with him. I'm going to discard a random card from your hand, and I'm going to make you try and kill him again. And what makes the deck even crazier is after we move on from the 3, 4, 6, 7, 9 chain, uh, what we move on to is basically the negate package in the deck that synergizes so well. Number one, just straight busted dormant potential because it offers absurd value in this deck. We're running a green unison, so you got to run Frieza, and then Shocking Death Ball, and then Roshi for our cycle. Dormant potential in this deck is extra gross because they have to swing into your 9 drop a lot of times because you can get them out pretty early. So you just dormant their swing into the 9 drop, then you revive them, and then their second attack just blocks into the 9 drop. So they're basically just trapped in this cycle of what do I do? How do I kill it? Because you have to find a way to remove it other than just KOing it because you're just giving me more value by KOing it and you're letting me cycle it back. And then obviously Master Roshi and Dormant are just insane. Dormant doesn't have to be a mono green pitch. It has to have a mono green leader, but when you pitch for the skill, it can just be a green card. So because of that, I can actually pitch a 9 drop. So if you're attacking me early, I can actually use Dormant to facilitate getting my 9 drop in the drop to pop my 4 drop the next turn and go up to the 9. So I mean, Frieza and Shocking Death Ball are just kind of the straight value because they're like Frieza just free plays off the unison, which you want to have out anyway because he facilitates your chain. Shocking Death Ball is just Shocking Death Ball, right? It's just good. It's a sparking negate that you sometimes just need to keep somebody from swinging into you too much. And then Roshi cycles, and that's really good. So
And as a Vegex player, this is my worst nightmare, right? The dormant cycle, the shocking death ball, just popping all my Kais. One of the strongest negate packages out there right now. I guess my only question is, do you find that two Roshis is enough in order to kind of cycle and get you where you want to go? Is this deck more of a long game deck? It doesn't seem very aggro. What's kind of your finishing move, or is it kind of slow and steady with the 30k?
Yeah, I mean, each piece of the chain, as you work up it, you're swinging with it because you can swing, then KO it yourself to get it off the board. So you're not using other people. And well, that's what actually this next package is about is how do you get rid of the pieces if somebody else won't KO them for you? Because obviously, if you're somebody who knows that killing my 3 or 4 drop gives me the next piece up the chain, you're not going to kill him. You're just going to let him sit there and let me swing with him 15 or 20k each turn because you'd rather take one 15 or 20k swing that you can potentially negate as opposed to give me my 6 or 9 drop that have some really gross effects. Because the 6 drop, the thing, right, that people don't realize, I think, is, and I always say it because I try not to be a gotcha player, is the 6 drop has an activate battle that lets me KO it to KO 2 of my opponent's battle cards. And then when I KO it, I play the 9 drop from my deck for free because it was KO'd. So you get the 9 drop, you get 2 kills on their side of the board, and now you have your big 30k blocker from the deck. So it has a lot of ways to remove stuff, and then you're swinging with these big bodies where you're swinging 15k, then 20k. The 6 drop is a 25 crit, so it's a really gross swing. And then the 30k, you're just swinging with it because you're going to make them kill it before they do anything. So the trick is you have to have ways to facilitate the removal of your own cards because people won't. So the two best ways to do that that they gave us are the Hoy Hidden Ambition and the Hirudegarn Unison. So the Hirudegarn Unison has a +1 that lets me choose one of my hero or phantom demon cards and KO it. So that lets me kill one of my things. And the Hoy, when you combo with it, it lets you choose one of your Hirudegarn or Minosha cards and KO it, and that triggers all of your abilities because what you're trying to get early is you need to get this Minosha out, which you do via the sealed music box for a discount, and then you find all that stuff with Tapion. So the chain early is you'd like to have sealed music box opening hand. You play it. When you play it, you get to search top 7 for a Hirudegarn, Tapion, or Minosha, or a green unison card with a specified cost of 1. So that lets you just kind of fill out your pieces that you need to finish. Then turn 2, activate main. You place it in the drop to play a Tapion or Minosha card with an energy cost of 3 or less. This guy is your target every day of the week because he's the one who starts. When he's KO'd, he goes and gets the 3. So your Hirudegarn's +1 KOs him. The Hoy in combo KOs him, and the Hoy actually in combo gets even grosser because in combo when you combo with him, if you KO something, it gets +5 combo power. So it basically becomes a super combo, facilitating your moving up the chain. And then the Tapion is absolutely silly because it's a blue or a green. It doesn't have to be one or the other. It's one or the other, not both or one of them. So you get to pay 1, and it has 2 effects. Number 1, you can draw a card and play it from your drop. So basically, you pay 1, you discard it, and then at the end of the turn, you get to play it from your drop, and he's a 15k blocker. Or you pitch him and you activate a sealed music box from your deck. So he goes and hunts the sealed music box. So he's your turn 1 play a lot of games that you don't have sealed music box because it just facilitates that whole process. Um, Important note is that the Hirudegarn can't swing unless it has 3 markers. So you can't pay 1 and then just body somebody for 15k. You gotta work your way to get to the 3, which sometimes is fine because I've had turns where I've got Hoy in hand. I don't need his KO effect to go from the Minosha or something. So I'll pay 1 for him. I'll +2 and I'll actually drop the 9 drop because if I can get to the 4, I can pay 1 to get the 9 drop from my drop. So he doesn't always have to KO somebody. That's kind of an important part of him too. And then Tapion's green blue. So later game, if you don't need him as a cycle to pay 1 to get a block or draw a card, you can actually use him as revive. So he offers value kind of all over the place, and he's probably one of the most important parts of the deck.
Yeah, I was just gonna say he's never a dead card because he can revive your 9 drop and also 15k blocker. I think at locals you played three of them in one turn because that seems awesome.
Yeah,
Uh,
I didn't have anything else. I was trying to find a 4-drop Hirudegarn, or a 3-drop to just be able to get the chain started again, because or even the Minosha. I just needed something to start my chain again, and I couldn't find it. So I had 3 Tapions. So I just tapped one, played him, drew a card, tapped one, dropped him, drew a card, tapped one, dropped him, drew a card, and then just played them all at the end of the turn, and I had 3 blockers. So we basically just got through a turn by doing nothing.
so, you know, as someone trying to play against this deck, it seems like the Hirudegarn Unison is a big part of it. Should that be my strategy, kind of early game, trying to take them out so that you can't pop your own cards and kind of move up the chain that way? I know you'll still have Hoy and that's a potential, but would that slow down the deck? I'm asking for the
Yeah.
viewers, and by viewers I mean me.
Yeah, so I think the trick playing it is you definitely can't let him stay around too long, because he super facilitates it. He's a guaranteed KO every turn. So he guarantees me always moving up the chain. The Hoy is kind of an additional thing. So like the trick to the deck and the trick to playing it efficiently, I think, is a lot of times you want to swing leader to draw your cards so you can make a better plan on your turn. The problem is Hoy has to happen in combo. So if you swing lead or you swing Hirudegarn and you get everything tapped except the card that's swinging that you need to KO, you can sometimes kill your own battle because you need to combo Hoy to kill him to go up the chain. So the trick is swing with whatever Hirudegarn's on board, your 3 or your 4, and then you can use the Hirudegarn KO here to get the next one out. You swing with the next one and get that swing through. Then you move on and you swing with your Hirudegarn or your leader, typically leader, because obviously you get your draw off it. So you swing with your leader, you draw your card, then you combo the Hoy, you KO your Hirudegarn, and you basically just got 2 steps in one turn. So getting rid of the unison is definitely important for people. That's part of the reason that I run some other blockers and I run the dormants and shockings, is because I need to keep him around because he makes the deck run smoother. So he's something that I'm always looking for early on. I'd like to have him in opening hand if possible. Because he's a 1, he's super cheap. People can't typically kill him with 2, especially because you can pay 1 for him and then just +2 him, drop a card. So he's similar to like Demiga, right? He's kind of hard to kill early because he ticks up really fast and you're playing green. So if they play a battle card and they're like, "Oh, I'll play this 1-drop, take a life double strike so I can kill their unison," you go, "Cool, I'll freeze because I have 3 markers in my unison." So it's pretty easy to keep him alive early as long as you draw some of the right pieces. And then obviously Tapion being a blocker facilitates some of that stuff too. So
And
swinging into unison is important, but it's also kind of hard to do early because I am playing green and I am playing blockers.
yeah, super fun negate package. Um, and something else for the viewers, and it took me a little while to understand this as well, is just kind of the mechanism is really a 1-up. If you use the unison, you get to move on 1, and then on the turn, if you have a Hoy, you could move up 2 spots, I guess, or up the chain twice. Can you use the Hoy more than once per turn? Um, and also, usually, if I see you, you probably won't have, more than 1 or 2 Hoys in your hand at any given time. But so it's important to know that when you're swinging, because you do get a swing every time you move up the chain, you know, typically you can only move up 1, maybe 2, sometimes 3 spots up the chain
Mhm.
with this engine.
Yeah, I think early on the trick is also to try and limit swings. You got to kind of limit swing. The more swings that you give Harugarn, the better, because I get more options to go into activate battle, which during the battle step is when I can combo the Hoys and things like that. So you need to try and do things to slow the deck down, because if the deck runs super efficient, if you have a Hoy and a Harugarn unison, it's very possible on your 3 energy turn to be at the 9-drop. And once he gets out, he becomes a real issue for most decks swinging in, because especially once I hit that 4 life and I'm awakened, it's so hard to get into the deck and push damage through that the games just go super long. At locals, I basically was the last one done in almost every single round. I was just like sitting there playing Hirudegarn, and it's like people are like, how have you not died yet? I'm like, Hirudegarn, man, he just won't die.
It's true.
Um,
He had a match against Soul Striker Rangers, and the other dude must have had, the entire SWAT team on his board. And, I'm like, Blake, you lost, right? And he's like, no, we're still playing. I'm like, how is this possible? Like,
it,
you have
it
the
was
SWAT team on your board.
it was one of the silliest things in the world that ever. But so then the last package of the deck is right now it's a one of. I only own one, and I haven't gone out and hunted him mainly because we played in the online tournaments, and I've got Zarbon's coming, so I Zarbon will go in here as a 2 or 3 of because he's just good. He cycles, and he's another way early to get your 9 drop in the drop because you can combo him away and then get him out. And he helps control hand size because you can block with Zarbon first and then do shenanigans to kill some of your cards and do some things. Dr. Wheelo, because he's another card that I think he's obviously built for revive. You pitch him with the revive skill, and then you get to play him from the drop. So it's like, hey, let me revive my 9 drop, draw 2 cards. Oh, Dr. Wheelo comes back too. Now I have 2 blockers, and I just plussed 2 card or plussed a card in hand, and I plussed a blocker on board. The 7 drop Hirudegarn is actually really good. I have the whole Hirudegarn engine I picked up when it was announced. He's the one that you really the only old piece that you are really hunting. We'll talk about that. The super combo of choice, Bionic Blitz, she facilitates their arrival, and then she also just like makes people's hands bad because between Zarbon, her, and then the potential of the cards to discard cards, she basically helps facilitate the fact that like I can keep cards minimum because at some point it's very possible I swing 30k and you go no negates and I say cool, spend 1 Champa. And then I just Bionic Blitz 2 cards out of your hand, and now we're swinging 60k double strike. Good luck getting out of that. So I actually won one game because I chomped, and it's you as somebody who plays Sin as well. When I swing 30k and you say no negates late game, and I'm holding that one double strike I run on my deck, I'm pretty excited about that because chances of you comboing out when I'm holding like a super combo and some 5s and 10ks, it's like this is going to be a big one. Good luck. So the 7 drop is really good in this deck. I've toyed around with all different number ratios of him. I settled on 4 because number one, he's blue, and sometimes you don't have one of your multicolored cards to do your revive skill with, and you need a card to revive with. And between him and Roshi and Zarbon, some of the drop stuff in the shenanigans you can pull, you can drop him and a green to get your 2 cards back off your revive skill, get your 9 drop back out and do that. So he just helps your ratios be more consistent on your ability to pitch for, and he's a 7 drop, so the 9 drop has the skill that when it's in the drop you can pay a green to KO 4, 6, or 7 to play him from the drop. So the 7 drop plays for free if you have both Tapion and Minosha cards in your drop area and there's not a Phantom Demon in play. So basically what he does is he is kind of a board reset later game when people maybe have a way to warp or get rid of the 9 drop, then your board is clear of Phantom Demons. You're able to play him for free and just pay 1 and get your 9 drop and go back into the big boy. So he's kind of just he facilitates resetting your board late game when people have ways to remove without KO.
One last question before we go into, we do have a gameplay video following kind of the deck profile. You don't seem to be running any self-awakeners. Do you run into any issues kind of awakening when you want? Because part of it is the plush draw when you're on the awaken side from the revive skill. Any thoughts on that?
Yeah, so that's definitely something I've been playing with a little more is the potential of maybe running some self-awakeners in this deck because it has a little bit of hand control. It's not super hand controlling. Part of the reason I think this deck wants to be a little on the hand controlling side is because it can struggle for cards until it's awakened and starts to revive and do those things. So you kind of run into issues where you're trying to keep people's hands small. Like I might run maybe like the Gohan, maybe a couple of the green Gohan just to drop him and take a crit swing. The problem is your early turns are kind of absorbed by playing the music box, the Minosha, getting your chain started. So he would be like a turn 3 or 4 play at best. So that can be a little problematic in the sense that you don't have a ton of energy to play with early to mess with him because you are charging all green, so you're not senzu beaning or anything like that. Because the deck runs all on green energy, you never actually need to charge a blue energy, even though there are some green blue cards in the deck and a pure blue card in the deck. So you kind of get into a place where you never charge blue, so you're kind of in a weird spot where you're not super energy efficient, so you need to be smart about how you spend it. And then some of the sneaky plays in the deck I want to cover before we close and jump to the gameplay is one of the things people I think forget about is revive isn't just a defensive mechanism. So revive is just a skill when your card is KO'd. So once the 9 comes out, and this is probably one of the grosser plays in the deck, is if you have your unison on board and your 9 is on board, you can swing 30k at your opponent and then they do whatever they want to do. Right? They negate it. They don't want to take the 30k swing because they're like, hey, he might have Champa, so I don't want to take this. So I'm gonna just sparking negate, and then we're good to go because then I don't have to worry about the 30k. I'll combo out of the leader swing. They go down to 2 life. You can use your unison. You can KO your own 9 drop. Then you can pitch a Dr. Wheelo, a super combo, whatever you need to revive him, to draw 2 cards and put the 9 drop back on board and then swing at him again 30k. So you can get two 30k hacks out of your 9 drop every turn if you have your unison on board or you have a way to swing after you swing with him and use your Hoy to KO him. So he becomes really problematic late game, which is why originally I was playing the ape SCR, the green ape SCR, because you're charging all green energy, you got a green leader, so you can do all the shenanigans. But I realized that the 30k big boy is basically your finisher paired with like a Champa or just swinging multiple times in a turn. And then the other thing is if you have a 9 drop on board, you can't play another 9 drop because he's unique. But if you have a 6 drop on board, because when you KO the 4 drop with the 9 drop coming from drop, you get the 6. I'll swing 6, especially if my opponent, like if I dormant them, sometimes people will have standing battle cards. So you can dormant them on their turn, they have standing battle cards. The problem is when you swing 30k, right? What's going to happen? They're going to obviously they're going to use those cards to combo off. So what you end up doing is you just gave them combo power. If the 6 drop is on board after you swing 6 drop, when you swing 9 drop, you can KO your 6 drop to KO 2 of their battle cards, which takes away combo power. And then because you can't play another 9 drop, the 6 drop says play a 9 drop from your deck. If you don't play that card, or if you don't play a card, choose 2 cards in your opponent's hand and discard them. So you swing 30k, you KO it, KO 2 of their cards, and then you get to discard 2 cards from their hand, and then you can Bionic Blitz, and you can basically rip 3 or 4 cards out of their hand before they go to combo step while swinging 30k at them.
And I can attest that that is a very feel bad move because the 6 drop's also a 25k crit, so you have to deal with that. Then you have to deal with the 30k, and he basically kills 2 battle cards and takes 2 cards from hand, making it virtually impossible to kind of defend out of unless you had a negate to begin with. Uh, yeah, it's terrible. Feel bad. I do want to chime in one thing, Blake.
Yep.
You mentioned it when you swing, you can kind of revive it and swing again. So for our viewers, something that I had a question about is when the leader chooses the 9 drop to have to be KO'd beforehand. If I do KO it and you revive it to bring it back in play, I don't have to kill it again. I can swing at your leader. Granted, he can still block, but it's not the leader ability on him goes away when I KO him the first time.
Yes. Yeah, because he's no longer in rest mode as well, and he's being replayed. So he's technically, I think, considered by game mechanics to be a new card because he does go to drop and then get revived because he's placed in the drop on a KO. So that you can get around the leader skill. Then the challenge is he does, like you said, he blocks. So
And then I have to
once
pitch a
he
card.
once he blocks, then you gotta then I get to choose a card from your hand. I get to rip it, and then you're just left swinging into the 30k again before you kill him. And that's assuming I don't have then another blocker or two on board. So it's kind of like I like to call it blue green sin is kind of what it is. It's like blue green hand destruction sin is basically what this deck is, and it makes sense that I would like to play it because I'm a sin player as well. So
It's the satanic trilogy of the green gate package, hand destruction, and blockers.
it's everything. It's the feel bad trilogy or the trio. So But yeah, so that's the deck. If you have any questions, comment on it, shoot me a message. Like I'm happy to like message back and forth with people. And like Robert said, we're gonna transition now into some gameplay that we had, and you can kind of get a feel for it in play. And if you like it, check it out, try it out. I think it's a really fun deck. It's really interesting and unique in its mechanics. And like I said, I think ReviveKu is the right leader for it. But if you disagree, I'm happy to hear your take on why something else is better, because I enjoy the Hirudegarn engine that they gave us in Draft Box 6. So thanks for watching. Thanks for hanging out with us. If you haven't, like and subscribe.
Shout out to Vang who requested this deck profile and is also a Sin Shenron player. So locals, shout out.
Roll off.
Oh,
Oh,
boxcars.
boxcars. I got 8. So Robert's 2 for 2 in these in real life games so far. So apparently it's not meant to be.
For anyone questioning, I'm using Blake's dice, so really
It's true. It's on me.
All right. Ooh, I kind of like this hand. It's a little spicy.
I'm keeping 2.
Alrighty. I'm pitching 1. I'm going for the gold.
There's a real firm belief in this hand.
I like it. At least to start. We'll see how it shakes out. But
Is this the classic scenario where like you mulligan 1 and then you look back at the end of the game if you lose and you're just like, I was way too generous with thinking that hand was good.
all right, there it is. 1, 2,
3, 4.
5, 6, 7, 8. Oh, that's a tight fit.
I know. I'm going with what I normally go with. I'm setting my cards up the way I always do.
All
I
right.
don't care.
Okay. So I'm going first, eh?
Yeah.
I will charge a blue Master Roshi,
Yep.
and then I will use the leader ability to pitch my Android 18 and draw 2 cards.
You got it.
And then I will pass my turn.
We're gonna draw a card. We're gonna charge a card. I don't think I want to charge anything here. This is an issue. Charge that. We'll swing lead.
Swing lead.
You appear to be awakened.
Oh, my bad. No negates.
All right, we're gonna draw 1, and we're just gonna leave it there. 10K.
All right. I am going to super combo out.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing to rest, but I will pay 1 to a rival my Goku hit.
That's pretty good.
For those who are curious, Goku is a Universe 7. It's a beautiful thing.
We're gonna pay 1, pitch Tapion. We're gonna get a sealed music box from my deck. And look down. Don't see the spice. You'll have to watch the deck profile for the spice. I will shuffle after I shuffle. I look top 7. Oh, that's not a unison card.
The strongest unison ever. A box.
A box. Let's see. 1, 2, 3. Oh, that's 6. I can look at 7. And we will take Monosha. Then I'll pass.
All right. And for those watching, I do have 2 separate piles just because if I have rainbow in my drop, it does open up some additional plays. So I'm just trying to keep track of what I have. And then already draw a card. We will charge a card.
Mm-hmm.
I will pitch a Universe 7.
Mm-hmm.
Draw 2 cards. Then I will pay 1 for a Tournament of Power.
Oh,
yeah.
This is the spice.
This is the spice. So I'm going to activate the main. And again, because I only have 1 SCR, the Tournament of Power just really helps kind of go through the deck. So I get to look at top 3.
Yep, got it.
You know, it just says I don't know. I don't like what I see, so I'm going to put it on the bottom of my deck. And then...
Just don't want you to forget. That's the worst thing in the world is you're like, wait, did I top this turn or did I not do it?
Yeah, and the reason for that is in the previous game I cheated because I used the plus ability and the minus ability. So I acknowledge that. But man, it felt good while it was happening. Let me tell you that. I have a Piccolo. Again, Piccolo, his +1 is that I can discard a card to draw a card. And again, it's just another cycling mechanism.
All about cycling in that deck.
That's right. And so I will pitch a yellow card, and I will draw a card. And then from there, I will swing lead with leader, 10,000.
Okay, no negates.
No combos.
I'll take that one.
Swing lead with Piccolo, 15.
Got it. Take it.
All right. And then swing lead, 19.
No negates.
Activate battle, no combo.
Okay, take it.
And then I will pass my turn.
You got it. We're going to stand a bunch of stuff. We're going to draw. We're going to look at a weird hand. Okay, charge that. We're going to take a crack at your leader.
You can take a crack at my leader. I will. Blocker.
Got it. I'll draw. And then I will look at my hand one more time. Go to 15. And then we will super combo, make a bottom deck card.
Bottom deck card.
So it'll be 25.
25. How many cards do you have in your hand?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
That feels terrible. All right.
You're
Well,
close to 9, right?
yeah, close to 9. 2.
Okay. All right, so I got a Minotia and a Tappy on the drop. Hirudegarn for free. It's pretty good. Then we will. What are we gonna do here?
You should pass turn.
I'm thinking about it, but I'm actually probably not gonna do that. There's consideration. I will spend 1. Get rid of the music box. Play Minotia. Then I will swing Piccolo.
No negates.
No combos.
All right, he's down to 1.
2 cards he has. Let's swing Piccolo.
No negates.
All right. No Piccolo.
Yep, his life as a cycler was short-lived.
All right, then I will pass turn.
All right, ready up. Draw a card. Charge a card. Look at me getting there. Close, close, close. I am going to Tournament Power. Look at the top 3. Don't like those. I'll put them down.
I guess one of those 3 wasn't an SCR, so.
Then I will probably regret this later, but you only live once. Pitch a Master Roshi negate, draw 2.
Mm-hmm.
See what I got? All right, and then I will swing lead 10,000.
No negates.
No combos.
I'll take that one.
All right, and then I'll. You know what? You know what? Oh man, I'm doing it. I'm doing it. I'm going for the gold. Paying 3. There he is.
Ooh.
Rainbow baby. I'll use the +4 or +1 to go to 4. Do I need any fixing?
Gotta have 5 to swing, right?
No, gotta have 3.
Gotta have 3.
Well, gotta have 4. You can't swing if you have 3 or fewer.
Gotcha.
Gonna fix my energy. What do I want to actually see? You know what? I'm gonna actually fix it the reverse way and get 4 in my 4 rainbow in my drop. And then I will swing lead 25 double.
No negates.
No combos.
I'll awaken. Stand draw. I'll be at 25 and I'll go to 30.
All right. Then I'll pass my turn.
All right. Draw a card. Charge card. I will swing. Let me look at my hand again. Let's swing at your unison.
No negates.
We'll draw. Spend 1. We'll go to 25. Make him lose more.
All right, I'm down to 3.
Then I will swing your leader. 10.
No negates.
No combos, just 10.
You mean 20?
No, so he's minus 10 on my turn.
Oh,
Yeah.
spicy.
Then I'll spend 1 to KO a 4, 6, or 7 to play the 9 from the drop.
Can I get a judge? That
Yeah.
doesn't look like a real card.
So Trey, I bought my 9 drops from Trey, and they're due tomorrow. But we wanted to record some games, so I'm missing my 9s in the deck. So we got some proxies, but they were good looking proxies. So.
Yeah, you know, I didn't notice, but now I question the validity of this game now.
You cheated last game. I'll cheat this game. I'll swing.
I would say my cheating
Lead.
last game is worse. No negates.
15. We'll swing unison.
No negates.
Just 30.
All right, he'll lose another marker. So sad.
I'll use my activate main.
Yep.
Can't attack my leader till you kill this guy, who has revive, who lets me draw 2 cards off here and play him again. So.
Oh, just so much fun.
Then I'll pass it to you.
Just pure joy. The joy. All right, let's see what we do here. We're going to draw a card. All right. We are going to... Let me see. Charge a card. Charge there. All right. I do have 4 or more energy. I do have Rainbow in my drop, so I do get to play Strength of Legends for free.
You got it.
All right. Then I will swing at your Hirudegarn 35,000.
Let me think about something here. Yeah, good.
All right. No combos.
Yep, he dies. So when he dies, I will pitch Dr. Wheelo to revive him. So battle card, he comes back, and I draw 2 off my leader.
So here's my question. Now,
Yep.
I technically killed him. That's a new card or the same card? Does your leader
Right.
effect still hold?
Nope, you can attack my leader now, but I can also block her with him, and I can block with him. When I block with him, I get to discard a random card from your hand.
Oh. Don't worry, folks. I too question my friendship with Blake right now. We're going to Tournament of Power. Let's take a quick look-see. 1, 2, 3. Man. Bottom this. Like that, yeah. Alright. And then I will... this feels bad, but pitching a Vegeta Strength of Legends to draw 2 cards.
Mm-hmm.
And then I will fix my energy. Although I don't have to, do I?
Nope, I think it's a May, right?
Yeah, it's if you do, play 6 cards. Yeah, you may. So I'll go to 3, and I will not fix my energy. And then I will pass it to you.
Okay. Draw. Charging something. Charge 6. That's the thing we do. Then I will swing at your leader.
Swing at my leader. No negates.
Let's draw a card. Leave it at 15.
All right. I will take that.
Okay. I will. Swing at your leader.
No negates.
15.
I will take that.
Swing at Strength of Legends.
I'm going to time magic.
You got it. I will Spend 2. Play the unison. Go to 3. Pop the Minotia.
Mm-hmm.
Lets me go to my deck and get the 3.
Mm-hmm. The sadness is real, folks.
And I will swing at. Hold on, look at this hand. Your unison.
Swing at my unison. All right. I will Master Ocean negate.
You got it. I will swing at your leader.
Swing at my leader. No negates.
I will combo the Hoy.
Mm-hmm.
KO the 4 or the 3. When I KO the 3, I get to go get the 4, and he gets +5 in combo power. So he becomes a 25 swing on lead.
All right, 25 swing on lead. I will Zamasu super combo.
Got it.
I'll tap the 4.
Got it.
And I'll rival the Goku hit. And then I'll combo out to...
In response to the Goku hit, I'll KO him.
So much pain. And I'm at 25. Am I out?
I'm at 25.
You're at 25.
I get an additional 5 because I KO'd a Hirudegarn.
Well, I misplayed that, but I will take it then.
Okay. Then I will leader ability. You gotta kill him before you can attack my leader.
Okay.
And I will pass turn. And he has an auto that lets me kill one of your combo cards. So if you'd have comboed that card, I was just gonna kill it.
I did combo it anyway, but it didn't.
No, I'm saying like if you would combo that last one to get out, I was just gonna burn it and make you take the damage.
Yeah, that deck is so fun.
I mean, I like it. It's fun when you're playing on this side. It's not as fun on the other side.
Alrighty, let's see what we can do here. Okay, I will swing Hirudegarn. 9.
Him? Okay. I'll dormant.
Mm-hmm.
Dropping Minotia.
Okay.
So
Still 35.
still 35. Any combos?
Nope.
Okay, so he'll die. He dies. I'll pitch a Hirudegarn. He'll come into play. I'll draw 2.
Of course. Can't swing anymore, but I will pay 5.
Okay,
Vegeta Strength of Legends.
got it.
Since I'm not paying the rainbow, I don't get that effect. But I will now switch up to 4.
Mm-hmm.
And then fix my energy.
Mm-hmm.
So I'll just keep this here, and then I'll swap these. Just make it easy. And then I will use top.
Mm-hmm.
1, 2, 3. Put those at the bottom. I will all right, I will swing lead 30,000.
Blocker, and I'll pick a card from your hand.
Okay.
It's that one.
Okay. Becky Kabura.
Okay.
And then when he swings, I get to draw a card.
Yep.
And he's 30,000, and I leave it there.
Okay. Yep, he dies.
That was too easy. You know he's got another one in his hand. That was my second and final attack.
Yep.
And then I will pass the turn.
Okay. Might actually be worse than you think. I'll explain why. So we'll charge. Will
swing Unison 20.
I will Sparking Time Magic, and yeah, I'll
You just
take
can't
it.
re-stand
Yeah.
up yet.
Yep.
You
Sorry.
got it.
I
You're good.
was noodling incorrectly.
You're good. I will spend 1 to KO him. To play him. When he's KO'd, I get to play a 6 from my deck or hand. I'll play from my hand. I will swing 2 cards in hand.
2 cards.
Swing. I want to swing lead with that. I will swing lead 25 crit.
25 crit, no negates.
Just 25 crit.
All right, I will. All right, I'll awaken.
Okay.
Ready to. Then I will Zamasu and rest your 9 drop. And then I'll combo out.
Okay.
And I'm out of cards.
Okay.
Also, you gotta admire the board. Like,
All right.
I kind of did the thing if Hirudegarn wasn't so busted.
Swinging lead.
Okay.
15.
No negates.
Draw. And I will active battle, KO him to KO them. Then when he's gone, I can play a 4 or a 9. Can't play 9 because 9's unique. So I can go to my deck and play a 4.
So sad.
I don't have one.
Ah, success.
I can play from my hand too. So if I have a 4 in my hand, I have to double check. Otherwise, during my drop for life. Yeah, I don't have it.
Victory, moral.
Oh, and you're actually lucky because since I didn't play one, I could have discarded 2 cards from your hand.
Ta-da!
Yeah, and I'll just leave it there.
All right, I'll take it.
Okay. I will use the plus. I'll KO him. I'll pitch a green and a blue to revive him and draw 2.
Bandai, if you're watching this is ridiculous.
Then I'll swing lead 30.
A bean.
Oh no! Before you bean, I get to take it from you.
Oh, good game, good game.
Oh yeah, Hiru's pretty fun if you're playing him.